Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, Your Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, His Excellency Dr. Musalia Mudavadi, the Honorable Attorney General, my colleagues, CS, the county governors present, members of the diplomatic corps, principal secretaries, representatives of the development partners, private sector, and non-state actors, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It gives me great pleasure and even immeasurable privilege to welcome you today during the launch of the fourth medium-term 2023-2027 of the Kenya Vision 2030, whose theme is actually bottom-up economic transformation agenda for inclusive growth. Your Excellency, since independence, the development planning in Kenya has actually mainly been undertaken in 5-year cycles. In the intermediate, the sessional papers, like for example, sessional paper number 10 of 1965 had specific themes. One of the first themes was African socialism and application to planning in Kenya. The sessional paper number 1 of 1986, it was on economic management for renewed growth. And the National Development Plan for 1966-1970 focused on reducing illiteracy, poverty, and disease. Subsequent national development plans addressed specific thematic areas. For example, the sessional paper number 2 of 1996 on industrial transformation to the year 2020, which informed the National Development Plan of 1997-2001. In 2002, the government introduced Economic Recovery Strategy, ERS, for wealth and employment creation for 2003-2007. Successful implementation of ERS gave way to the development of the Kenya Vision 2030. We are happy that the Kenyan Vision 2030 was adopted in 2008, which is actually a long-term development blueprint with an overarching vision, a globally competitive and prosperous economy with high quality of life by 2030. The Kenya Vision 2030 is implemented through 5-year medium-term development plans, or MTPs. The first MTP was implemented from 2008 to 2012. The second MTP was implemented in 2013 to 2017. And the third one was implemented between 2018 and 2022. So today, we are actually focusing on MTP4, which we're launching, and is the last of the 5-year medium-term planning, which will transition the country to the next long-term development plan because it covers the period of 2023 to 2027. In 2014, Your Excellency, Kenya transitioned from a low-income status to a lower middle-income country upon attaining a gross domestic product per capita of US dollar 1,430.35 cents. And this achievement marked a significant milestone in Kenya because it was providing us with a path towards realizing the aspiration of the Kenyan Vision 2030. Today, therefore, it marks a very significant chapter in the nation's history as we embark on the implementation of the new development strategy, the fourth medium-term plan 2023-2027, and which is guided by the Vision 2030, but more importantly, it is aligned to the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Your Excellency, the MTP4 was prepared through an extensive consultative process involving the sector working groups, the county consultative forums, the national stakeholder forum under the overall guidance of the National Steering Committee. The National Stakeholder Forum provided a platform for consultation between the government and the non-state actors. Your Excellency, the MTP4 will implement the objectives of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, whose programs and even projects are classified under 5 sectors, namely the finance and development, infrastructure, the social sector, environment and natural resources, and governance and public administration. Your Excellency, the finance and production sector is projected to grow at 3.4% in 2022 from 3.4% in 2022 to an average of around 8.2% in 2027. The infrastructure sector will grow from 5.5% that was witnessed in 2022 to 5.9% in 2027. The social sector growth is projected at 7% in 2027 from a level of 5% in 2022, while the environment and natural resource sector will grow from 7.9% in 2023 to around 8.9% in 2027. These are very, very important, ambitious growth targets. Governance and public administration sector is projected to grow from 4.6% to 5.8% in 2027. This growth will be driven by raising agricultural productivity through improving crops and livestock value chains, transformation of the micro, small, and medium enterprises of the economy through provision of accessible and even affordable credit, increasing investment in housing and settlement, development of human capital aspects and sectors like healthcare, education, and even training, increasing domestic resource mobilization, digital evolution through investing in the digital superhighway, and the creative economy. And all that will be also underpinned by improving and developing markets in various sectors that we have the relative comparative advantage. Your Excellency, we are aware of the various challenges confronting our economy. The main ones include external negative shocks that have affected, especially the inflation in the last couple of months, especially in 2023 and other years of 2024. The interest structure that has also a global component, a recurring drought that was quite devastating in 2022-2023. All these have affected economic management and slowed economic recovery. But we have seen economic recovery towards the end of 2023 showing some signs of sustainability, of strong recovery, but also sustainability. As a result, the MTP4 macroeconomic framework has taken these challenges into consideration and seeks to strengthen economic resilience and drive inclusive, broad-based, and even sustainable economic growth. Over the medium term, the government will focus on taming the cost of living through prudent monetary policy to attain an inflation target of 5.0%. So far, in the latest data, we're at 6.3%. We want second to create an average of 1.2 million new jobs annually, because we have massive unemployment, especially with our youth. Third, we want to expand the tax revenue base to increase total revenue collection, which is also going to help us in terms of financing development. Fourth, achieving broad-based and inclusive growth that's going to be very, very important to actually eradicate and strongly influence poverty reduction. Recognizing the challenging global environment and also the need to bring our economy to a recovery trajectory during the MTP4 period, the government will implement policies, programs, and projects which will result in raising the GDP growth rate to about 4.8% in 2022. That is so far what we have witnessed, and we do believe by 2027 the growth rate is likely to focus or be in the region of 7.2%. Your Excellency, the National Treasury and Economic Planning will work closely with the relevant institutions to instill a culture of fiscal balancing aimed at reducing the gap between revenues and even expenditures over the medium term. And this will entail improved resource mobilization and expenditure prioritization. Regarding the fiscal consolidation, total revenue is projected to increase from 16.5% in 2022-2023 fiscal year to around 19.7% of GDP in 2027-2028. To this end, we will work towards reducing total expenditure from a projected 24.2% in 2023-2024 to about 22.9% of GDP in 2027-2028. And this is expected to bring down the overall fiscal balance, excluding grants, to 3.2% of GDP in 2027-2028. Your Excellency, the Public Finance Act of 2012 requires that the national government budget be based on integrated development planning process that includes both long-term and medium-term planning. In view of this, the National Treasury and Economic Planning will ensure that the MTP4 is linked with budgeting through the medium-term expenditure framework. The National Integrated Monitoring and Evaluation System of the country, Integrated Monitoring and Evaluation System, will be strengthened to ensure that the effective monitoring and even reporting of the implementation of the MTP4 and even county integrated development plans, respectively, will be in line with the National Monitoring and Evaluation Policy. In addition, the Ministry will carry out a mid-term review and an end-term evaluation for the MTP4 to ascertain that the extent to which the realization of these objectives has been achieved. So, Your Excellency, the next phase of MTP4 process will involve disseminating the plan to all counties and other relevant stakeholders. We'll be guided by our shared responsibility, and under your leadership, Your Excellency, we look forward to unlocking the potential and seize the opportunities within our borders, and thus keeping the hopes of Kenyans alive. As I conclude, I would like to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the esteemed stakeholders for their significant contributions throughout the process of preparing the MTP4. I wish also to extend my appreciation to my colleagues, the Cabinet Secretaries and the Principal Secretaries, for providing guidance and even identification of the sector-specific working groups and projects that are actually being seen as quite a building blocks in terms of our success. And finally, Your Excellency, I wish to salute the efforts and dedication by the staff of the National Treasury and Economic Planning, including the heads of planning in MDAs, for their professionalism and even strong commitment during the preparations for MTP4. I wish to make sure that what we are going to present and what we launch today is going to be a guiding post, and we are going to see the results by 2027. These results are consistent with what we believe we are going to achieve. It's now my pleasure, Your Excellency, to invite His Excellency, the Prime Cabinet Secretary, to make his remarks and invite you to launch the MTP4 under the banner of Bottom-up Economic Transformation Agenda for Inclusive Growth. Your Excellency, thank you.